I'm at St Andrews. I'm about to go into radiation for a planning scan. So before you start radiation, which it looks like I'm going to do next week, you need to go into a planning scan. That's where you get tattoos so that they can line the machines up. I don't think I'll need tattoos. Every other time I've done radiation, the very first tattoos that I got, which is in the middle of my chest and either side here, have been the only ones that they've needed, so they haven't had to put any more in. It's been really busy here at St Andrews today. There are people everywhere, so I have to stop talking. Like right now, someone's walking past. I'll just turn it off. But you can even see there's cars driving. I don't know what it is. It's just really busy at the moment. I'm a little bit early. Just had a delightful morning with my friend Alana. I had a video of her at this swimming carnival. We were far too busy talking this morning for me to take any videos, but it was so lovely spending time with her. And yes, now I've got the planning scan, which they'll do, look and check if I need the tattoos, and then I'll do a CT and then they'll plan after that how they're going to do the radiation exactly on what is happening right now. And after the reaction that I had on Monday, it's now Wednesday. My doctor said that he wants to expedite the radiation and get that done and started sooner. Okay, it really is busy here. Talk to you later. Radiation planning scan is done. Sorry about the noise. Like, I don't know if my car's making a bit of a noise, but I need to have it on for the air conditioning. It's autumn here, but it's 28 degrees. It's only the start of autumn, and I live in Queensland, which is one of the warmer states in Australia, although not as warm as the Western Australia or Northern Territory or North Queensland. I live in southeast Queensland. Anyway, it's warm enough. And I actually live in a fairly cooler place. When we go down to Brisbane, it is always warmer down there. Anyway, I am babbling along, which is surprising when you just got the bill for radiation, which is always sobering. But anyway, by the time, like the issue with radiation is it's huge amounts of money, like something like $15,000. And it's just paying all of that money, but you do get a lot back on Medicare. So I think I'll be, I don't know, $3,500 out of pocket by the end. So anyway, but I can remember last time I went to radiation, I just felt like bawling afterwards. But I knew it was coming last time. But anyway, handling it better this time. Go home and talk to Alex, and so that's fine. And yes, it's just same old. Have done it before, and feeling optimistic. Radiation always works better for me. But this one's particularly dangerous because they're going to try and radiate those tumours that are pressing on the SVC, which I'm really keen to do, because radiation, my tumours really respond well to radiation and they stop growing. So that could really help me out if we can stop those tumours from pressing on my veins all the time. But the problem is because they're so close to the vein, there's a chance that they can burn a hole in the vein, which obviously it's a major vein, so that's not going to be good. But they've talked to my doctor, my radiation interventionist that's put the stents in, and he reckons the stents are probably going to make it even safer than if I had no stent, because if my vein does get a hole in it, the stent will actually be protecting it, and so the blood will still be able to flow through with the hole, because that lining that with the second stent will mean that the blood will keep flowing through. So it should be very safe, my radiation interventionist assures me. So I am going with that and just going to keep trusting God that he's going to protect me. And I keep saying it. I just keep believing in a miracle, because miracles happen. And at the end of the day, I'm in a win-win situation. Like, the longer I spend on earth, that makes me happy to spend it. But if I go to heaven, that's a win. And that's the greatest miracle of all, is when we have the assurance of salvation and just know where our spirit man is. Then I know that I'm going to be okay. Like, I'm an eternal being, and yeah, this world is not my home. And one day, this is what I believe, like, one day my body will be resurrected and heaven will be coming down to earth. And no matter what's happened on this world, it's going to be a better place. I was talking a lot about this morning with Alana. You guys wouldn't know Alana from my previous vlog that I had over at Caitlin's Happy Heart. Those videos are still there, but it wasn't the last time I did radiation, but now I always think of radiation and think of Alana and her son Jeff, because Jeff was just a beautiful young man, and he was really good friends with my eldest son Jonty, and tragically he hit an anthill on a motorbike and died instantly. So yeah, because I have a clock that's ticking loudly, and because she's had a son that has died, I think we both think about heaven a lot, and we always just get into these lovely discussions about what it's going to be like. I probably way overthink it more though. My thing was that today was like, surely there'll be ski slopes in heaven. And then what if it happens if you fall on your ski slope in heaven? And like, do you hurt your bone? Like, do you break bones still? Or do you just bounce up if there's no pain and suffering? What happens if you do ride motorbikes? I'm sure that there'll be motorbikes in the new heaven and earth. So what happens if you fall off your motorbike then? See, I overthink these things, but I'm sure we'll work it all out once we're living in that eternal world of no more pain and suffering. And sometimes when things aren't feeling great for me, I am just like, I yearn for the world that it should be, because when God created the world, it was without sin, but he gave us free choice, and all of us decide to sin sooner or later, and it's mucked the world up. But in that new world, there will be no sin, which will mean no pain, suffering, and that's what I look forward to. Anyway, I don't know where I thought my conversation was going, but it's gone this way. So I think I just must be in a very theological state of mind today. And yeah, that's what keeps me smiling. Everybody says, you've got a lovely smile. And I think I've just been blessed with, positive mentality, but the assurance of my faith just keeps me in such a good place. And I'm afraid of dying. I don't want to die, and I definitely don't want to leave children and a husband behind, and all my beautiful family that you see is so important to me, and my friends. I've got so many. I don't want to die until I'm old, because this world is great. But if this world is so great, then heaven's got to be so much better even. And so I'm glad that I have an eternal home. Okay, I'll leave it at that. If you don't know about Jesus though, and you feel like, I want to have that eternal home too, please message. I guess I don't really have. If you go onto Caitlin's Happy Heart on Facebook, you can message me there. I've got a public page over there, Caitlin's Happy Heart, spelt the same way that the Caitlin is. I have to leave it. I don't know whether I've got links. Anyway, I'll have to do something about that. I've also got Happy Heart _75 on Insta. And I'll have to try and put some social media links. But please message me privately if you want to talk more, like either about your own spiritual journey, or if you want to know more about my perspectives and the Christian faith. I'd love to talk more, because it's just so important to me, and it's what keeps me smiling, and I just want other people to experience that as well. All right. Love ya. See ya. Oh, one more thing. What do you think of this turban? It's not as bad. Like, I saw it, like, they often have free turbans sitting on the tables, and I often think they're a bit old lady-ish. Anyway, as I was sitting there, a lady said, "Oh, can I please ask you about your turban?" Because I was wearing this old thing, actually. Don't know if you've noticed that I have been wearing the same turban over and over again, because my mum bought me a new one. Thanks, Mum. And like, these ones are ones that I bought in 2017, and some of them are so stretched now that they fall over my eyes. This one's quite stretched, but I had black on today, so I thought I'm just gonna, and I didn't know where the other one was, so I wore this old one. So she was looking at it, and she was just like, "Oh, and make these." And then she told me her whole life story, that she had something very similar to breast cancer back when she was 19, and I don't know, well, she was talking about that was like 1985 or something. So she's okay, but she never lost her hair, but she feels for people, and she makes these. So she gave me this one, and yes, it's not something that I would have picked up and tried on, but it doesn't seem to be too bad. But she was just telling me her whole life story. This when she discovered all the, like, they were like, not like breast, like they were like black eggy things, she said, in her chest, but they were like cancerous, and she had to get it taken out surgically, and then it all worked. But like, just when it happened, she was months away from going to the Commonwealth Games in Edinburgh to do javelin, and her coach was Robert D. Costello. So if you're Australian, and you're not a millennial or anyone, you'll know that he was a very famous athlete. I think he was marathon, wasn't he? Yeah, anyway, she was in her training regime. Oops, sorry for shaking the camera there while I was talking with my hands. In her training regime, she was having to have blood tests, and he said, "You've got to go and see your doctor. Your blood test's a bit funny." And that's how they discovered it. And she had to have surgery, and she couldn't go to the Commonwealth Games. Anyway, she she told me her whole life story. But bless her that she makes these. And yeah, I kind of thought when I looked, when she handed it, and she's like, "It's free, just take it." I kind of thought like it might look like a bathing, like an old-fashioned bathing cap. Anyway, I'm not hating it. But yeah, tell me what you reckon. But I do love like, there's Christine headwear, and I do love that, and I need to get myself some more, but I keep on having decision paralysis, and now I may be stopping chemo. And plus, I've told you, I've got hair growing back. It's the weirdest thing. Hair growing back, but I've still been having chemo. Anyway, I don't know what's happening with chemo now, but it looks like I might be having almost 3 weeks of radiation, so that will be 3 more weeks of hair growth, I'm presuming. But I'm just wondering if it's the natural product that I've been taking that might be helping my hair grow again. I don't know.